Security. It's not an event, it's a lifestyle. This sits at the center of almost everything that we've covered in this series. For many people, the idea of security is reacting to a problem. Somebody living in your street had an armed burglary. Suddenly, people living all around them start looking at upgrading their security systems or fixing that electric fence that has been broken for months. A friend gets hijacked. Suddenly, everyone becomes interested in situational awareness. Some major incident makes the news. And for a few weeks, people start paying attention to preparedness. But then something interesting happens. That urgency, it fades and life just returns to normal. Everybody's attention shifts elsewhere, probably to the newest crisis. Many of the changes that were made in response to that threat slowly begin to disappear because for most people, security is something that they do when they feel threatened. It's a reaction. It's a temporary response to a temporary concern. The reality is that effective security doesn't really work like that. The people who tend to handle uncertainty the best are very rarely the people who make dramatic changes after a crisis. In fact, usually they are the people who have built certain habits into their daily lives long before a crisis ever arrives. And that is because security is less about reacting to events and more about how you live between events. Think about it this way. Fitness. I think it's safe to say that most people understand that fitness isn't something that you achieve the day before a marathon. Fitness is built through consistent habits over time. Security works much the same way. You don't become prepared when the emergency starts. In fact, that's when you discover whether you were prepared before it started. And that preparedness is usually built during completely ordinary days. Routines and awareness and planning and training and so on. Through small actions that seem insignificant when you look at them in isolation, but they become incredibly valuable over time. The interesting thing is that genuinely security conscious people often don't do anything dramatic. They simply do ordinary things consistently. They lock their gates, always. They maintain equipment. They stay aware of their surroundings. They think about contingency plans. They invest in skills. They pay attention. None of that is particularly exciting. In fact, it's often quite boring. But resilience is boring. The things that protect us most effectively are often the things we do so routinely that they barely attract attention. This is also where many people misunderstand preparedness. They assume security-minded people spend their lives worrying about worst-case scenarios. In fact, I often find the opposite to be true. People who have thought about emergencies and have developed skills and built systems into their lives are often the least anxious because they have options. They have plans. They have capability. They're not relying purely on hope. Hope in itself is valuable, but it's not a strategy. A strategy is having habits that continue working even when life becomes unpredictable. Security extends far beyond just crime. To me, security isn't just about criminals. It's really about resilience. It's about being able to adapt when things don't go according to plan. A medical emergency, a power outage, which we get so often, a family crisis, some unexpected disruption. The same habits that help you deal with security threats often help you deal with all sorts of challenges because the underlying principle is the same. Capability creates options. Options create resilience. Another interesting aspect is that security habits tend to spread. Your children observe your routines. Families then develop habits. Communities establish standards. You see, when preparedness becomes normal, competence becomes normal. People know what to do. Communication improves. Confidence improves. And maybe the most important of all of that is panic decreases, because uncertainty is often the thing that drives fear. So the more capable a person becomes, the less uncertainty controls their decisions. So for me, the crux is that security isn't a product that you buy or a course that you attend. It's not a single thing, like a gun or an alarm system or maybe a medical kit. I mean, all of those things are obviously very valuable, but on their own, they don't necessarily create security. Security is created by habits and a mindset, by responsibility. Security is created by the decisions that you make every day, especially on those days when nothing seems to be happening. That is when capability is built, and that is when resilience is developed. Preparedness then becomes a part of who you are rather than something you switch on when circumstances become difficult. At the end of the day, probably safe enough to say that most people tend to treat security like an umbrella, something that they reach for when it starts raining. But by the time the storm arrives, your options are already limited. The better approach is to prepare before you need to build habits before they are tested, develop capability before circumstances demand it. Because security, it's not an event. It's not something that you do occasionally. It's a lifestyle. It's a habit. And the people who understand that are often the people best equipped to deal with whatever comes next. That is your Fortress brief for today. Stay aware, stay capable, and stay safe.